ich bin's wieder, Konsole. Hier mit meinem Let's Play von Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Und mir ist jetzt gerade aufgefallen, dass wie Taka seinen Kopf immer bewegt. Süßer Vogel. Naja, jedenfalls wollen wir jetzt gerade die Frage klären, warum hat sich der Mörder überhaupt dann die Mühe gemacht, die Leiche von der Rakete aus zur Lounge zu bewegen. Er hätte sie auch einfach in der Rakete lassen können, dass sie da abfackelt. The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's dead body. But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong? Then let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice! The defense proposed that the defendant didn't kill the victim. He was helping him. Ah!
Oh, wait. Explain it for our sad friend here before I nod off of this monotone monologue. Inform him exactly why Space Boy moved the victim.
Huh? They've gotta be joking. It's simple. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. He wanted to create the impression he'd heroically risked his life to save his partner. That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera, so there'd be a record.
At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man.
One man carrying the other to safety! What a beautiful expression of friendship!
The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs easily over 200 pounds. Saving the life of a partner who weighs as much while trying to escape deadly flames. What a dramatic sob story fit for the silver screen.
Indeed, I was completely taken by the humanity of the story!
You see, yet the true ending is that all traces of his hemi-act were meant to be blown up. Yes, and now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion. The third explosion.
Objection!
What are you talking about? There was no third explosion!
Silence!
Indeed, you are correct. But that is thanks to Detective Arn. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the launch. The steel coffin besides the witness stayed. That radio bomb transport case. We used that to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge. A bomb in the form of a most distasteful toy.
What?
One of the second floor of the main building. One on the launch pad and one in the lounge. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Fortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated, for had it not, the victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have been immolated.
Objection!
Ah!
Before you utter your word, know that what the evidence supports me.
It's like he's reading my mind.
As it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, know that a peculiar item was found in one of Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch.
You found what? Na toll.
I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center director, Detective Arm, stumbled across the murder. So he thought to hide it in his pocket, feeble-brained that he is.
No! Mr. Starbuck would never do anything like that! Ah!
Just a stone. Open your eyes and see the truth.
This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosions! No! There has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth.
Still can't accept it? Your belief in your client, come what may. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself?
This has got to be a trap. It's like Blackwell's controlling the entire game. Yeah, it seemed like he was waiting for me to bring up the body moving issue. Why do you say that? Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down. Then, making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point was part of his plan too? Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
Now let us hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself. Famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck.
Witness, your name and occupation, please! Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen? Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking well! Will you be able to give testimony? No. Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. Warum dann fragen? You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations. Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence.
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life.
Vanish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is he going to be alright up there? He'll be fine, I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. Na dann. Sag bitte das Richtige. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got to the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him. So you assert you didn't set off the bombs of murder the victim? Haha. Ha ha ha. But I bet you think I'm lying, right? I will reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony. I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who'd wear a suit like that expect an astronaut? I was saying that when I saw you in that movie. You appeared quite courageous. Though I suppose reality never quit lives up to fantasy. guess I'm just a big disappointment. I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up.
Would a depression fall? If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying scything of yours would rub off on the other inmates.
Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackwell a second ago. Huh? That was Blackwell's scything? Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun-shy now. It's time to find out the truth. Richtig so. Haben wir auch schon einige Male erlebt. Kreuzverhör. I didn't kill him. Es hat an der Tür geklopft. Wow. Wollen wir mal sehen. Passed out. Ach, Moment. Ach, hier war das. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Dings. Sicher.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level. What makes you say that, Mr. Justice? Please recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also, recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames. Oh, you're right! Which means... Exactly. The Launchpad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. What's with the helmet? Mission Command! Mission Command! You read me? Come in, please!
Objection!
This is Mission Command! I order you to pay attention! Stop this nonsense and answer my question, Mr. Starbuck! No! My helmet! My oxygen tank! Oxygen concentration and body temperature declining. Requesting medical assistance. Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending to have lost consciousness and stand up back. I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, he seemed more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that sizing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your test statement? About how you used the middle level elevator? I was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually took a different route, I think. A different route?
I hope you're able to deliver straight story this time.
I'll give it right this time, maybe. No, I mean probably.
Probably.
It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you accuracy is paramount in court. Okay, jetzt aber bitte. Mach's richtig. Let's see. My escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe, probably... With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right. There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we couldn't make our escape that way. And the capsule you mentioned, I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Jahren here? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah, that capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With his spacesuit on clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is writing on your testimony. Maybe I'm guilty after all. I wonder if you can see the stars in prison. Bet it's more comfortable than a spaceship. Jetzt nicht so pessimistisch, Mann! Kreuzverhör! My escape route. Dam, 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 dam. Ja, du hast einen Fehler gemacht, schön. So. Bei dem einzigen, welches noch Dings einigermaßen Informationen halt, weil der Rest war einfach nur sinnloses Geblabber. Hier von wegen mit der Kapsel. Das stimmt wieder nicht. Wieder was nicht. Ich meine, das ist eine Leiter. Eine Leiter. Und er trägt Clay und die Kapsel. Er hat keine freien Hände.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth? Let's see. The Earth is blue? No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue. Yeah, that's it. The truth, Mr. Starbuck! The oxygen concentration is super low in this area! Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks! Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused! Please help draw out the truth from him! Muss ich ja wohl. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh? Not as long as this was along the escape route. Sagte ich ja. Die Leiter. To get down from the upper to the middle level, where the Launchpad 1 corridor is, you would have go to the ladder, down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course. That was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
But how would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Jahren over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting him at over 200 pounds. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity's only 1/6 of what is on Earth.
Objection!
Wir sind nicht auf dem Mond. But the space center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other, is impossible, wouldn't you say? Oh. So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? Oh. Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth. Now! Engineer! Where's that engineer? Oxygen leak detection due to faulty maintenance. Evacuation immediately! What the? Is flying the coop? Help! I'm caught on the ceiling. Help? Anyone? Help! Bailiff! Prepare the cherry picker! We must launch our rescue mission at once!
Well, that's one way to take off while being questioned.
What the fuck? I'd rather prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real. Das war unnötig. Aber funny mit anzusehen. Das ist aber auch ein Tropf. Naja, an dieser Stelle beende ich dann aber auch wieder den Part. Muss ja sein. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Bewertung immer gern gesehen. Das war's von meiner Seite und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Sehr geil. Und immer schön auf dem Boden bleiben.